Hey, what's going on, Jack's family? Jesse Belvin here. I wanted to make this video very quickly for you. It is Monday, yes, Monday, the best day of the week for entrepreneurs. It means a whole new week for you to go out there and, accomplish new goals and really get everything back on track if that's where you find yourself, or keep the momentum going. What I wanted to talk about today is just a little lesson that a mentor of mine once told me, and he said, Jesse, people will work harder for fear of loss over hope of gain. Okay, now maybe you don't know what this means, maybe you have an idea, but essentially what it means is people will work harder. Like, I'll give you an example. Somebody will work harder not to not lose their job than they would to essentially build their business. For example, let's say there's a football game on, right? You would never be able to quit. Or not quit, but you'd never be able to not show up to your job because there was a football game on. Maybe it was Sunday football, whatever. But, you would be willing to possibly skip out on a meeting, on activity, on maybe a webinar because there's a football game on. If you have a kid and your kid has a soccer game, and you had to go to work, well, you would go to work and you'd find somebody to take your kid to the soccer game. It sucks, but, you do what you got to do. When you're building a business, you just skip the business, right? You just skip it. You be like, oh, I'll go to the soccer game. Okay, so here's the problem. If you're not treating your business like a job early on, it'll never pay you like a job. Okay, it'll never actually pay you like that. And so this is what I tell people. It's like, you got to get uncomfortable, right? You got to, maybe, I've had people that take this really, really seriously, and maybe they sleep on the floor until they hit a certain rank, right? Because what they're doing is they're taking something away from themselves, right? They're making themselves uncomfortable by taking something away from themselves. I usually tell people too, like when you come in, with me, I tell you like, hey, you're gonna hit this rank by this time. They'll be like, oh yeah, and I'll be like, okay, cool. If you don't, lose my number. Right? If you don't hit that rank, lose my number by that date. Now, they don't know what I'm saying. They think I'm being mean, whatever, but what I'm really doing is I'm taking something away from them. Here's why. It's because people work harder for fear of loss, right? Losing something, than hope of gain. I mean, you should need no other motivation than to go build your business, than the opportunity to go out there and become wealthy, right? To become financially free. I can't think of a better reason to go build your business than that. However, we're just wired different, right? So a lot of times people skip things. They go out, they do social events, right? They put less importance on building their business because real life is in the way. But if you had a job and you had a boss and you actually had to show up 40 hours a week, right? You wouldn't be able to use any of those excuses. And if you did, you wouldn't have a job. So this is what I want to tell you guys, is get in the mentality, right, of taking something away from yourself. I remember in my first company, I know this totally sounds stupid, but I was really close to this rank. It was really hard. It was a 6-figure rank, and I remember sitting down with one of my buddies, and on video, I remember, I can find the video. On video, I said, oh man, if I don't hit this rank by 1 month from now, 30 days from now, I will go apply for a job at McDonald's. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Everyone's got to work. But for myself, I didn't have a job, and not only did a job make me just horrified, right? The thought of working a job, but working a job that I would hate. It could be any job. But that's the idea. It's like I was giving myself something, I was taking something away from myself, in which case would be, my time, my financial freedom, being able to wake up and do what I want, actually having to go back to what absolutely just made me crazy, which would be working a job. And I hit it 28 days, right? I hit that rank 28 days, 2 days before I was supposed to, start filling out applications. So this is what I want to tell you guys. Get uncomfortable, right? Take something away from yourself, because I'm telling you, there are events, right, that we do, webinars especially, right, in-home events, different things. We have, regional events. We have things in the works. We have things that happen every single week, and you can tell who the people are that are serious, that aren't letting things kind of get in their way, and you can tell who the people that are kind of letting life hit them. And I'm telling you right now, if you're the people that are letting life hit you and you're not treating it like it's a job, it's never going to pay you like one. So with that, remember, fear of loss over hope of gain. If that's you, right, if you can't just be motivated by the fact that you have an opportunity in front of you that most people will never see with the timing and the compensation plan and the products, then you need to take something away from yourself, right? Maybe it's TV, right? Maybe it's social events for 30 days. Maybe it's something. I don't know. But establish a goal. Take something away from yourself, and watch what happens if you're serious about going out there and hitting that goal. So take care, guys. If you have any questions, hit me up, and let's make it a big week.